When does the Wall Street Journal call a property developer a retail mastermind? When he's Rick Caruso, CEO of Caruso Affiliated. Rick's impact on retail has been so profound that the Los Angeles Times called him a developer who defines not just his city, but his time. Rick combines a commitment to creating world-class guest experiences with a passion for architectural and design excellence. By following his own rules, his Americana at Brand in Glendale and The Grove in Los Angeles both rank among the world's top 15 shopping centers in sales per square foot. And guests visit Rick's properties 3 times more often, stay twice as long, and spend twice as much money than at traditional malls. Vanity Fair called The Grove the Main Street of Dreams, and cities around the globe now approach him to build their own dream Caruso-style projects. Rick shares how retailers, developers, and communities can reimagine their own retail experience to draw more visitors, keep them shopping, and keep them coming back for more. Joining Rick in a thought-provoking discussion about these new town centers are the president of Nordstrom Inc., Blake Nordstrom, founder of Sprinkles Cupcakes, and a judge on the TV reality series Cupcake Wars, Candace Nelson, and popular fashion designer Rebecca Minkoff. Moderated by Sue Herrera, co-anchor of CNBC's Power Lunch. Now, please join the National Retail Federation in welcoming to the stage Rick Caruso.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I want to thank you for inviting me here this morning. I'm delighted to be here. And I hope the holiday season was great for everybody, and I hope you're all very profitable. Now, one of my favorite things to do during the holiday season is to watch some great movies. And my favorite holiday movie is Miracle on 34th Street. Everybody remember that movie? Great movie. It's a magical tale about the actual Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, who shows up right here in New York to work at Macy's. If you remember, they actually put Kris Kringle on trial in a moving story about something bigger than ourselves. As Santa Claus, he also teaches us a few things about being a good retailer. He created a friendly, helpful experience for shoppers that included helping customers find product at competing stores. He created the notion of a place instead of a store. It's a bigger and a richer concept. He created a sense of belonging and a sense of hospitality. It was so revolutionary that the executives in that movie thought he was delusional. So what did they do? They fired him. This film, despite being 65 years old, speaks to the concept that I want to talk to you about today. Because I believe, from the bottom of my heart, we are part of a rebirth of brick and mortar retail. We are living in a moment of great change, surrounded by exciting technology. And it's easy to get distracted by the relentless conversation of the internet versus brick and mortar. But now more than ever, what we need to do is focus on what has always been and will always be essential to our customer, creating an experience that is magical, creating an experience that is memorable. But first, I want to talk about human evolution and development. And just when you start to think, what is this guy talking about? I'm going to do my best to bring it all together. So let me begin by showing you a picture of the caves of Lascaux. About 17,000 years ago, Paleolithic people painted these wonderful images on the walls in some of the caves in France. I guess back then the French were good artists too. But I want you to imagine the Cro-Magnon people who painted these images sitting before their fire. It's warm. Life is good. It's good enough that they can create paintings for common worship and appreciation. They feel a sense of community. Humans have an innate sense of wanting to come together. As civilization advanced, new social and commercial experiences developed, such as the marketplace, which we all get the benefit of. This is the souk in Marrakesh. It has been there for over 1,000 years. And this, the Tsukiji market, it's a fish market located in Tokyo that has been there since the Edo period of the 16th century. And this, of course, the Champs-Élysées, with its luxury stores and great cafes and cinemas, has been there since the 1600s and got its name in the 1700s. So, why have these wonderful places lasted for centuries? Why have they survived wars and depressions and even the internet? The reason they've lasted is no different than why the fish stall has lasted or a great store for the carriage trade. They meet a human need, not just a commercial one. They reflect the timeless soul of retail. People, by their nature, want to engage. They want a sense of community. They want to be part of a social environment. It's part of being alive. Think how good it makes you feel when you see a couple or people sitting in an outdoor cafe with string lights over it. It looks festive and inviting. It's a place you want to be. People have been going to the market and feeling its energy for thousands of years. The American suburban mall, on the other hand, only began in the 50s and 60s. Now, I've come to a conclusion that within 10 to 15 years, the typical U.S. mall, unless completely reinvented, will be a historical anachronism, a 60-year or so aberration that no longer meets the public needs, the retailers' needs, or the community's needs. I mean, look at this. This is the status quo. This is the current reality for many shoppers and store owners. And this. Does this look like the future to you? I think we all have bigger dreams. At one point, this may have met the developers' needs, and even for a while, the consumers' needs. But it has outlived its usefulness, which brings me to an even more important and basic need. In 1950, 10% of American households, less than 10% of American households, had just one person. Today, it's more than 25%. The rate of loneliness in the U.S. has doubled in the past 30 years. Some 40% of Americans report being lonely. In spite of being connected online, people's lives are increasingly lacking in real human interaction. Now, we are undoubtedly connected electronically, but emotionally and personally, not so much. In many ways, a teenager sitting around a fire in the caves of Lascaux are more engaged than a teenager texting friends on a smartphone. E-commerce feels a commercial need, and I think it's fantastic. So maybe that's what you should become, an online retailer. The chances, however, is that you're not going to be another Amazon. Now, this is not to say that you couldn't have a great business as an online retailer, but I doubt that's who you are or who you want to be. And I don't think it's who your customer wants you to be. Conventional wisdom, of course, holds that online retail is a threat, that people will go showrooming. A recent article in the Wall Street Journal had the headline, "Fear of showrooming fades." A year ago, analysts were saying that Best Buy was becoming little more than a testing ground for Amazon customers. Today, Best Buy is promoting itself as a showroom, saying they have put strategies in place to convert the showroom shopper into buyers. Now, I don't know about you, but I wish I would have bought Best Buy stock last year at 11. Today, it's hovering around 40. And I'm hopeful that Best Buy will avoid the fate of Sears, which became the largest retailer in America until it wasn't. I've always asked myself, how is it that Sears built the tallest building in America, and from that lofty vantage point, they never saw Walmart coming? So as retailers, what do you not see coming? I mean, you already know online retail is here. It's a powerful tool, and it must be part of your overall sales strategy. No doubt about that. But I think what you may not see coming is not something bad, but something actually good. Actually, I can see it, and it's better than good. Earlier, I showed you those photos of the fish markets and the shopping area in Marrakesh. Here is the Stroll in Copenhagen. It is the longest pedestrian and retail street and dining area in Europe. And across the Atlantic Ocean in Buenos Aires is Florida Avenue with terrific shopping. And we have healthy and wonderful retail streets here. Too many to mention, but to pick a couple, this is Maiden Lane, one of my favorites in San Francisco. It's only 2 blocks long, but what it lacks in length, it makes up for in interesting boutiques. It's the character that creates the space. And again, one of my favorites, Newbury Street in Boston, with its eclectic mix of shops and cafes and renovated brownstones. Now let me show you how we applied the market and the street concept to 21st century Los Angeles. And I think we're onto something here, because if you will allow me a little bit of puffery, as you had heard, our company is the only company in the United States with 2 shopping centers listed in the top 15 in the world in sales per square foot. And this is one of them. This is the Grove. And to tell you the truth, I hate to focus on it. I know that sounds silly, but I really do. And the reason I hate to focus on it is because our thinking is now so far beyond it. But fortunately, 18 million people come and visit us. That's more than Disneyland and the Great Wall of China. 92% of them make a purchase, and they spend 2 times more than the industry average. The Grove does 5 times the national average in sales per square foot. We have the most successful movie theater in North America. Why? Same popcorn, same Raisinets, same Skittles, same movies. At a time when many retailers saw modest growth, the Nordstrom stores at the Grove and the Americana brand, our other property, sales increases are at the very top of their portfolio of full-line stores. At a time when many booksellers are struggling, Barnes & Noble, it's the top one in the Western United States. For all of our tenants, their stores and restaurants are among the top performing among their portfolio and their chain. You frequently hear that when you order online, you never have to leave the comfort of your own home. And that's true. Yet people still visit our properties to do the very things that are easier to do from their own home. So, why do they take the time? The fact is, I'm in a commodity business. What's sold on my properties is sold at hundreds of other places nearby. The customer bypasses other shopping areas and forgoes online because of the atmosphere, because of the experience. It's simple. It's the experience around it, which in our case relates to connection and community, along with beautiful architecture, mature landscaping, fountains, and it's all wrapped up in glamorous service. When you create a compelling retail experience, not only does your market share grow, but more importantly, your heart share grows. That's known as customer loyalty. That's Kris Kringle's lesson. This is the Americana at Brand in Glendale, our other major property. And like the Grove, we believe that the actual experience is fundamental to its success. You should know that we don't design our properties for people to shop, never have, but for people to enjoy. And when they feel good, they do shop, and they spend more. The reason these places work is simple. They mimic the natural habits of human behavior. We try to put people into social settings that are organic, that have functioned since the beginning of time. When you combine that extraordinary setting with remarkable merchants, magic is created. I think the rebirth of retail will come as developers, retailers, public officials, and city see themselves at the retail paradigm of the future is based on something very old and very enduring. The immediate question, of course, how does all of this relate to you as a retailer? No matter whether you're small, medium, or large, long-term, you can press landlords and developers and public officials to provide the kind of human-scale, multi-use, livable projects that I've been talking about. Short-term, you can redevelop the real estate within your four walls. Not long ago, I was out to a business lunch, and I overheard the couple talking next to me. And the woman was talking about her masseuse. And she said, I go into this little room, she turns on the music and relaxes you. You close your eyes and you think you're in Bali. And I thought to myself, that masseuse creates an immersive experience in the tiniest of rooms. Take Starbucks. We all know Starbucks. They create an experience in a small space. It always smells good. They always make you feel welcome. Customers go there and surf the internet for hours while they sip on one latte. They don't ask you to leave. They've invited you to sit by their fire in their cave. Both the masseuse and Starbucks and all the other great retailers illustrate something that was at play around that prehistoric fire. Hospitality. You feel welcome. And when this occurs, you're no longer a retailer, you're a merchant. There's a difference. You're a storekeeper. You've made a connection. In a few moments, you're going to hear from one of the best in the business, Blake Nordstrom. Nordstrom continues to set the gold standard for customer service. And at our company, we go out and we hire former four-season hotel executives to put hospitality front and center. We do everything we can to make people feel welcome. From a $5 million lobby, that's our parking garage, to luxury bathrooms complete with attendants handing you a towel. Why do we do it? Because it's all about hospitality. It's all about welcoming that guest to the property. If you're in the brick and mortar business, I believe today you must also be in the hospitality business. Any retail business can create a welcoming experience. You can create your own campfire for your guests to sit around and feel welcome. A website can't do that. I like what one online retailer who was looking to open up a physical store said. The store is the physical embodiment of who we are. So I ask you, who are you as a retailer? I think retailers should expand their vision of who they are and what they do. They should go deeper and consider the human need that you meet every single day. So let me start wrapping things up with this thought. Not long ago, I saw Jeff Bezos of Amazon on 60 Minutes. He was talking about the need to be disruptive. Internet people are always talking about being disruptive. Disrupt this and disrupt that. But you know, other than war and catastrophe, I don't think at the souk in Marrakesh they're worried about being disrupted. It's part of the social fabric of that city. I don't think for one moment those merchants in the souk are worried about being disrupted by Amazon or any other retail online seller. And I would bet that the souk will be there long after Amazon. You sometimes hear, oh, shopping is so superficial. I don't believe that at all. I think it serves a need for community and relaxation and enjoying the fruits of one's labor. I think it's one of life's pleasures. When I walk around our properties, I love it. I see couples, young and old, walking, packages in their hand. I particularly like the packages part. I see parents and children smiling, taking photos. I see teenagers flirting and laughing as they walk into a movie. And not long ago, and honestly, I saw a young man get down on his knee in front of our fountain and actually proposed to a beautiful young lady. And it happens quite often. And she said yes. As you can see, while retail offers a wide range of products and services, what we all do for people goes far beyond things that they can hold in their hands or place on a shelf or hang in a closet. This is the human experience. This is the social good that you provide every single day. Physical retail is crucial to fulfilling this need of connection and community. So in closing, my basic message and my sincere message to each of you is embrace your advantage, which itself is disruptive to the technology that thinks it's so disruptive to you. Embrace the incredible canvas that you have within your four walls. Build your own fire for your customers to sit around. Invite them in. Make them feel welcome and warm. And I promise you, they will keep coming back over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, feel good about what you do. Feel good about what you have to offer. Feel confident about the future. And it will all work out extremely well. Thank you very much for the opportunity today.